Hello, everyone. It's been a while. I was on vacation in Croatia with some friends, and it was incredible. And now I'm back, and I want to give you some jewels today. The first one is that sometimes it's important to realize that you need to let go of things that are no longer for you. By the way, this is sort of a message for me. I'm noticing that I've outgrown certain things and people, and I can make a lot of meaning and stories about what that means. I can judge myself. And the reality is that if you are growing and evolving, there are things in your life, there are relationships in your life, there are opportunities in your life that may no longer be suited to you or aligned with who you are. And so there's an opportunity to take inventory and to look and say, like, is this thing, is this person, is this endeavor still aligned with who I am and who I'm becoming? And the consequences of holding on to something that isn't for you any longer, you can imagine, it's a drag on your energy, and it's really a power leak. So I am saying this in a kind of abstract way, but what I mean here is it's useful to take stock every now and then and ask yourself, do I need to let go of something? And there might be grief, but it might be the right decision for you to make. So letting go of things that are no longer for you is my first jewel. The second is comes from a client that I'm working with who's practicing new levels of assertiveness in her role, and noticing that she feels that she has more ownership, she's more engaged in her work. People, by and large, are seeing that she's leaning into her role, are noticing that she's showing up more powerfully. And that is not a universal response. There are some responses that are to the point of she's being aggressive. Her manners have gone out the window. So it's like, yeah, she's being more assertive, but that is at the expense of X. Now, what does that mean? Well, it could mean you stop doing the thing. It could also mean you recognize that might be that person's stuff, and that you continue to practice and maybe refine your assertiveness, maybe soften it, maybe kind of tweak it to your audience. But I urge you to not stop if this is you in this scenario, because if you've trained people in a certain way of relating to you, chances are that if you change that up, if you start to behave differently, that's going to have an impact. And that impact, then you get to decide how you are with that impact. Do you stop doing what you're doing? Do you retreat back into your old ways? Do you continue and refine and continue to work? So the jewel is to understand that when you change your behavior, there will be an impact. And when you notice that impact and get feedback along those lines, you have choices, and you get to keep going, and you get to decide what you do with that information. The last piece of feedback is about relationship to possibility. So in my work and in my experience with transformational growth, in my coaching practice, what I've come to understand that how we relate to possibility is directly proportional to what is possible. So if we believe, let's take a concrete example. If we believe, there's nothing, I can't find a job in private equity that will have me feeling good about myself, making a lot of money, but also doing good in the world, then that will be your limit on possibility. If, on the other hand, you say, I don't know how, but I think I can do the work I'm really good at in the PE space and make a lot of money and save for my retirement and plan for my children's future, and also feel good about the work I'm doing, make a positive impact on the world, you have a better chance of achieving that reality. So, client of mine who comes from PE, traditional PE, landed a job in a climate fund, and she's ecstatic. And part of what we distinguish in our coaching is that her openness and receptivity to the possibility of this being out there is part of what enabled her to get this job. Yes, she did the work. Yes, she applied. Obviously, you have to do the work. But what made a difference for her was actually leaning into the knowledge that something was possible, and that relationship to possibility supported her to find this opportunity. Similarly, I have a client who in-house counsel at large companies and is now a fractional GC for a lot of different companies and is going to be making tons more money, learning a lot of different industries and companies. I'm not even speaking well right now. I'm tired. Sorry. Learning a lot of new skills, learning a lot of new areas of law, like dabbling in IP for a technology fund, dabbling in banking, all sorts of different things. Again, because of his relationship to risk and possibility, seeing that this was possible. You don't have to stay in this company if you don't want to. You can actually bring your gifts to a lot of different companies, potentially make a lot more money and have a lot more job satisfaction. So your relationship to possibility is directly proportional to what is possible. The more empowered you are, the more likely it is you're going to find something. That's all for today. Have a great weekend.